I'm set now. Come on, somebody. All right. I want to talk to you about things that at this space and time where we are. And that I just thought Linda, she just did an incredible presentation. So proud of you. It's been a long time since I've seen you, and you've taken it to another level. So thank you very much. You got me fired up and motivated. I want to talk to you about success, about manifesting your greatness as you think about your life in and out of the pandemic. And this is a very challenging time for most people globally. It's a time where people are experiencing what I call 24 hours of stress and pressure and anxiety. And it's showing up in a variety of ways. It's affecting people's behaviors, their mindset, and how they see themselves. And many people feel powerless. Many people have given up and thrown in the towel on themselves. And so part of what we're doing, and I now realize, and just reflecting on my life, I was able to say a few words to a friend of mine, an icon in this industry, Bob Proctor, who made his transition last week. And Bob, he died a life well lived. And that's one of the goals that I have of dying a life well lived, of living life on my terms, in spite of situations, in spite of adverse circumstances, in spite of things that I know that I will be going through, and the people that I love will go through. Because at the end of the day, whatever we want to do with our lives, if it's manifesting our greatness, if it's achieve a certain goal, that life is coming for you. Okay, it's coming for you. What do you mean? Well, that's why my favorite book says, think it not strange that you face the fiery furnaces of this world. You will, not you might, you will have tribulations. Stuff's going to happen to you. And so I believe the reason that many people are not achieving their goals and staying on purpose and allowing themselves to be handcuffed by fear is because of what I call weapons of mass distractions. They're distracted. They're paying more attention to the adversities of life as opposed to beginning to look at, what can I do with this? What is life sharing with me that's going to contribute to my growth mentally and emotionally and spiritually? I want to show you a picture right now. And I love this quote that it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you're going that's most important. Would you pull up the picture that I'd like to show everybody? Because to me, one of the things that, as now I can the audience see it? Somebody let me know, speak to me. Dinah, can they see it? Hello, anybody home? I see it up here. Yeah, they can see it. Okay, the audience, can you all communicate with me? Do you all hear me? Okay, all right. Well, I hope that you can see the picture that we put up on the screen. I thought I would be able to see it on my side. I want you to tell me which one is me, the one on the right or one on the left. We're holding sugar cane. That's my twin brother, Wesley, and I. And we were born in abject poverty. That's called poverty that's beyond regular poverty. Let me tell you something. Is it poverty where you're so broke when you walk past a bank, you will trip the alarm? So it was Frederick Douglass, but also Booker T. Washington, who said, judge a person not by what they accomplish, but what they had to overcome for their accomplishment. So I want to talk to you about owning your life, about manifesting your greatness, about living life on your terms, about overcoming adverse situations, about making it against the odds. And one of the first things that I want you to begin to do now in this space, as I said, of weapons of mass distractions, I want you to hold a vision of what it is you want to achieve. And what does greatness mean to you? To me, greatness is about pursuing your goals and dreams that you don't know what your limits are and you act like you don't have any. To me, greatness is about doing something for someone you love or some cause that you believe in, and that you are willing to devote your life, your energy to accomplish that particular goal. And it makes you feel good. My first major goal was to buy my mother a home. I'm adopted. And I wanted to do something that would make her proud. I said, Mama, what is it, Leslie? When I turn 18, you will never have to work another day in your life. When I turn 18, you won't pay any other bills. My mother used to say, if a woman has a man and a job too, one of them's got to go. Woo! See, I'm old school. I don't believe a woman should pay bills. I believe a man, not a grown boy, not a sperm donor, a man pays the bills. And a woman, if she chooses to work, she works if she wants to work. And if she does generate money, that money should be used how she sees fit. But a man pays the bill. That's his responsibility. That's called MAN. Man. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, behave. So that's where I was groomed. That's the way I was raised. And so I want you to become clear about something that you want to do that's beyond your comfort zone. Now, why is that important? Because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. I want that to get in. That's the value of reaching for something beyond your comfort zone. There's a you that's waiting for you to call it forth. See, most people die unlived lives. I want to encourage you to become, as Dr. Miles Monroe would say, a grave robber. Rob the cemetery of your talents, of your abilities, of your skills, of your dreams, of your greatness. And I want you to write this down. Live life like you mean business. When you have something you want to do with your life, if you're casual about your dream will end up a casualty. So in this time where we are, people are losing their homes, they're losing their businesses, people are fearful, just swapping air, scared for somebody to sneeze on them. I remember time you sneeze, people say, God bless you. Now you sneeze, you say, what's up with that? They start running in another direction. Come on, somebody. But this space where we are, things are more competitive. People are panicked, and there's something about when there's a mindset of scarcity, there's the behavior, desperate behavior, spikes in crime, spikes in suicide, spikes in behavior that's just unpredictable. And you say, what's going on? And it's happening all over the world, not just here in the United States, but all over the world. We have a train transportation system called Mater. 2 weeks ago, the president, the CEO of Mater, a multimillionaire, 55 years young, stepped in front of the train, of the Mater train, and committed suicide. Excuse me? One would say he had everything going for him. He's the CEO of a company. He was the driving force for the success of the Mater transportation rapid system. A family man, a husband, a father, and you step in front of a train. Young lady, former Miss America, she jumped from a balcony to her death. Beautiful, very successful, wealthy, had fans around the world, and she took herself out. This is a strange place where we are. And so part of what's necessary when you talk about your greatness and you're talking about the kind of life that you want to live, a life of contribution, of living your life the way that you want to leave your life, that what it requires is making a conscious, deliberate, determined effort. One, to manage your thinking, your thoughts. We can't control the thoughts that come in our minds, but we can control the thoughts that we dwell on. The people that are stressed out, the people that are depressed, the people that are giving up and throwing in the towel on themselves and their dreams are people who are focused and they are absorbed in looking at the distractions. No, that does not give you power. You want to hold a picture of your dream. I'll give you all your eyes can see. Flip Wilson, a comedian years ago, he used to talk about killer, and he would say, what you see is what you get. And that's real. Our thoughts have magnetic power. We've all thought about somebody, and they call us out of the blue at the time we're about to call them. And they said, hey, I was just about to call you. Yes. Well, Les, if that is true, then what don't the other things that I think about become real? It's because our thoughts are constantly being interrupted. Studies have indicated that the majority of people on the planet look at their cell phone a minimum of 400 times a day. We have more communications systems and devices and less communication. Isn't that interesting? Because I guarantee you, had that gentleman, the CEO of Martyr, or that young lady who jumped to her death, had they talked to someone to say what was going on with them, that they perhaps would still be here. Because through the communication process, I believe, ask for help, not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. And ask for help and don't stop until you get it. Get as an entrepreneur, as a business person, as a leader, as an individual that want to live a life of contribution, having relationships with people that you can be transparent with, that you can be vulnerable with. I had to talk to some friends of mine because I have a son that, and I believe in aliens. This is an alien. Looks like me, looked like I made him all by myself. Bipolar, schizophrenic. And I had to talk to somebody because I'm saying to myself as I'm looking at him, you about to make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Let me tell you something. I can knock that polar out, whatsoever they call it. And I had a friend said, no. He said, man, my mother is bipolar, schizophrenic, and we never knew who was coming home. Or when we were gone and came home, we did not know who was going to be in the house. And so through that conversation, and it's ongoing, my friends are helping me to manage this because I've never seen this before. This is above my pay grade. And so it's very important when you have goals and dreams that you want to achieve, there's certain things you want to have going for you. And I want to ask you a question. Who's in your corner? See, there are people that you need in your corner. So when life comes for you, and life is coming for all of us, I believe that you have to have some people that you can be vulnerable with, transparent with, people that you can talk to and be honest with, and that can help you to see what you can't see, help you to tap into power and the abilities and skills to navigate your relationships. Because to me, greatness is not just about creating wealth. It's about having a great relationship first with yourself. If that gentleman knew who he was, and that young lady, I believe they'll still be here. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free of suicidal thoughts. The truth will set you free of engaging in self-destructive behavior. The truth will give you a message that you're more than a conqueror, that you got this. Don't punk out, you got this. And sometimes you might have to say it through tears, but you are stronger than you give yourself credit for being. And so part of what we're going to be teaching you in the Success Triad is how to have mental resolve, how to be committed, how to stay focused, how to tap into that unlimited power that we have within ourselves to handle whatever life throws at us. That's where we are. Because I can share with you, you can have all the money on the planet. I was working with a guy named Alan Mongolis, and I was in radio, and Alan, he jumped from a building in New York, and he had $45 million in the bank. Oh boy, I wish he had talked to me before he did that. he could have hooked the brother up. I said, come on. Are you kidding me? Here I am that I'm so broke, man. During that time, roaches left the house. You ain't got no food up in here. We out of here. Anytime the roaches and the rats say, we leaving, bye, see you, wouldn't want to be you. We were promising rent. Creditors call a house, and I would answer the phone. May I speak to Les Brown, please? I'm sorry, he's not here. You sound like Les Brown. Don't you go there, big boy. How many of y'all know about times in your life that you were just catching pure D hell and you almost lost your mind? Just put yes in the comment section if you understand what a brother is talking about up in here. And it's called life. Viktor Frankl was right. That in life, you either in a problem or you just left one or you are headed toward one. And then this Success Triad, we're going to teach you how to handle the things that life is going to throw at you, because it's coming. Superman is not coming. No, I told him not to eliminate those telephone booths. Now he's not coming because there's nowhere to change his clothes. They're arresting for indecent exposure. Oh, behave. Do you feel a brother up in here? Here's something else. Enjoy your life. Things are not going to always be what you want them to be. Enjoy your life. Elsie Robinson, he's right. Things may happen around you. Things may happen to you. But the most important thing that really, really matters is what's going on inside of you. And you're doing something. I know I'm speaking to the choir. You're doing something that's very important that the majority of people are not doing. You know what that is? You're working on you. You're working on your dream. There are more people who will go to a sporting event because the majority of the planet are fans. They're spectators. But the reason that you're here, the reason that you have carved out this time to watch and to listen to the speakers, to get some keys that will allow you to unlock a brighter future for yourself and for your family and to live a life that will outlive you, is because you feel that I want something different for myself and for my family. I want to have a greater impact. I'm going to rob the cemetery of whatever God put in me. Here's something else. As you look at your goals, look at your dreams, and knowing and acknowledging the reality that you have greatness in you, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world, expand your skill set. See, at the end of the day, this is a new place. And this is a time where you have to be versatile, you have to be flexible, you have to be adaptable. This is a time that you want to create a minimum of 5 core competencies. I am a speaker. I train speakers. I publish books. I teach people methods and techniques, how to create an experience with an audience and don't just give out information. I teach people how to build collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships, because you don't want to try and do this thing called life by yourself. We all need some help. We all, at different points in our lives, are going to have our moments in the Garden of Gethsemane. We're all going to have some time that we're going to have some help. I remember being at the Hilton Hotel in Los Angeles, and a gentleman, he was homeless, and he came to the counter and said to the desk person, "Can somebody help me?" And they called security to walk him out. And I said to the security, "Sir, this is my friend. I'll take care of this. I got him." And I checked in, and I had this gentleman to accompany me. And I ordered lunch for us, and we had a great conversation. And then he said, "Can you give me your information?" And I said, "Yes." And so I gave him my information so we could stay in touch with each other. He must have shared it with his family. 3 days later, I got a call. "Is this Les Brown?" I said, "Yes." "The motivational speaker?" I said, "Yes." "You met a man the other day. He was homeless, and he was at the counter at the Hilton Hotel across from the airport." I said, "Yes." Lady said, "That was my brother." And she said, "I just want to say thank you. He's going through a tough experience. His wife left him, and he had a nervous breakdown." She said, "You know that big tower across the street from the airport where they have that big restaurant there, that big dome, and it goes around?" I said, "Yes. My brother built that." "You're kidding." No, when he lost his family, he was never the same again. He spent so much time working to build this with his team, and he ended up going in a divorce, and he lost his mind. Thank you so much for giving him a place to lay his head until we came to pick him up. We wondered when we drove there, how did he come out of the Hilton? We thought he'd be sitting out front on the curb or something. And then when he got in the car and said that he met you, we didn't believe him, and he had misplaced your number. But then later he found it, and we called you. Thank you for helping my brother. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, life happens to all of us. And part of what we have to do, from my perspective, is understand having relationships that can help to feed our faith and allow our doubts and self-destructive thoughts to starve to death. But be intentional of taking care of ourselves. Being a high achiever, it's lonely. You take some hits. And sometimes we get to the point, and I've been there, where you feel like you give so much that you won't have enough to go around to anybody. And this is why those words I often mentioned by Ian Levon's son, "Give to yourself until your cup runneth over, and then give to others from the overflow." And I'm encouraging you, as you look at your goals, look at your dreams, you got greatness in you, and that has to be cultivated. And it's an ongoing process of challenging yourself, of stretching yourself, but also giving time to you. It says lonely at the top. Yes, it is. But you eat better. Oh, behave. Yes. And that's why it's important that we work on ourselves. That's why it's important that you're doing what you're doing right now and listening to all the speakers and investing in yourself for the Success Triad of people who are successful and are able to keep it together. You want to learn the keys of what they are doing. And that's why I believe that part of the process of manifesting your greatness and expanding your skill set is also exploring all the tools that you need to take care of you so you don't lose your mind. And a lot of people are doing it in this space where we are right now. Here's something else. Whatever you decide to do that you've identified that gives your life a sense of meaning and purpose, and brings a smile to your face, something that's you, something that's your calling. What's also very important from my perspective, whatever you decide to do, decide to dominate. See, I didn't want to be just a speaker. I wanted to be the speaker. And so when you have a mindset that you don't want to just be one of the players, there's a book now called Average is Over. That's right. Average is over. See, we have developed a culture, and particularly here in the United States, we have an unequal culture. So in order for me to be here today, I had to overcome and still overcoming stuff. I had to go all out. I had to be all in because I'm in a system that was designed to keep me out. I'm in a system that's designed to destroy my sense of self. I'm in a system that's designed to treat me less than. And what I have to do is to find a way to win. And that's you, wherever you are on the planet. Governments have systems in place to treat people less than, have systems in place that will limit how you can begin to express the greatness that you have within you, and put all kind of roadblocks in place. And as a result, that to me, I said, well, life is not fair. I know it's not fair that birds eat worms, and they do. They eat them. It's not fair. That when I want to have an infomercial, I saw Tony Robbins, and because he had the complexion of connection, they put millions of dollars in a campaign to have his face on television every hour. And when I sent them my stuff, they said, no, we're not going to do that because you are Black. I wrote them back and said, I never would have known that if you hadn't told me. I said, I'll see you from the top. I had to find a win. I had to find a way to win because I have the complexion of rejection. And I decided that's not going to stop me. See, at the end of the day, I believe that George Bernard Shaw was right. He said the people that make it in this life, they look at the circumstances where they are and the things that they want. And if they can't find what they're looking for, they create it. I like what Abraham Lincoln said. The future belongs to the people that design the future that they want. You are the architect of your future. You have the power. In spite of the culture that you're in spite of the setbacks and the failures that you've had. You might have had some failures, but you're not a failure. I can't tell you the number of rejections that I've had. It will hurt your feelings. I can't say. I remember one guy called it so much. He said, can I meet you for lunch? I said, why? He said, you've been so persistent. How many more times do I have to tell you no? I said, I don't know. I said, I got a callus on my ear. I said, who's going to pay for the lunch? He said, I'll pay for it. I said, okay, we can have lunch. And we had lunch and we became friends. And I got my first AT&T contract, training for AT&T telephone system. Being persistent, there's Og Mandino who said, I will persist until I succeed. And that's what you have to do today. And what gives you the capacity to do that are the tools that you use, the time that you block out just to work on you. And finding that something that you love, that place where you want to stand with your life and live a life that will outlive you. Die a life that's well lived. Live your life the way that you want to leave your life. The stand that you take Here I stand, as Paul Robeson would say, because I can do no other. What stand are you taking with your life, for your dreams, for your family, for that which you have within you that you want to do? What stand are you taking? There's a quote I love very much. Stand up for what you believe in, because you can fall for anything. We're experiencing something here in America I've never seen since I was a kid, a level of ignorance, of hatefulness and divisiveness, unlike anything I've ever seen. People saying, don't believe your lying eyes. I mean to tell you, let me tell you, this is stuff that you say, you can't make this stuff up. Oh my God. And that's life. It's called life. And what is important is being relentless. What's important is focusing on what is it I need to do to get through this. What's important? Building collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships so you can brainstorm and come up with ideas and strategies that allows you to put your success on steroids. What's important is continuously look and have a spirit of optimism that you know that every day won't be a good day, but there's some good in every day, and be relentless until you find it. There's some good out here with your name on it. I'll wait for you to take that in. With your name on it. You were born to win. And as Bob Proctor would say, you were born rich. Bob Proctor, he died a life well lived. He inspired and motivated people around the world, if you're not familiar with the name. And so this is a time for me is reflection, rethinking your life. Why, Les? Because things have changed. They've changed dramatically. And so as we look at ourselves and do a survey of what's going on, as Marvin Gaye would say, what's going on? That's a very good question right now. We don't know. It's one thing when somebody's breath is kicking like Bruce Lee and you backing up and they're stepping forward, trying to talk to you. But it's something else when somebody can breathe on you and you die. Come on. Are you kidding me? Oh, my Lord. How many people dying who never died before? So it's a time to work on you as you are now doing and being focused on taking care of you, because you can't give from an empty wagon. Taking care of yourself mentally and emotionally and spiritually, having a good relationship with yourself. A lot of people are suffering from loneliness, from empty pockets and broken hearts, and focusing on your close personal relationships. You can make all the money in the world, but if you don't have strong, loving, supportive relationships, it spikes. It takes the loneliness that you are going through to another level. This lady was working in hospice, a hospice nurse, and she said people in the last stages of their lives, they didn't ask, how many sales did we get today? Do we have an increase in the number of products that were sold today? What does the revenue look like? You know what they said? Said these people who were wealthy, who had all types of businesses in the last stages of their lives, they asked not for the numbers, not for the CPA to come. They asked not for accounting numbers. They asked about relationships. What are the relationships that you need to deepen? What are the relationships that you need to spend more time with? What are they? And make a decision. to strengthen those relationships, to spend more time with people that mean something to you. Spend time with people that you know that there's some value in the connection. And you want to deepen your relationship or develop a relationship with them because they bring out the best in you. Some people bring out the worst in you. There's some people during this time, I won't even take their phone call. Why? They're not on the same page. Why? They're toxic. They're toxic. And so I don't want to talk with anybody that's toxic. There's a song called, my twin brother wanted to call me the other day. He called my sister first, I am so glad. And she called me and she said, Wesley's trying to reach you. And I said, why? Well, Juanita, that's his wife, she has a cousin that's in critical condition. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know her cousin. This is so-called, I don't want nobody bringing me no bad news. I don't have the mental bandwidth to listen to my brother, who's an empath like me, crying and sobbing about somebody that I know and want to pass the misery around. No, I'm not signing up for that. Tell him I will be praying for her and for him. No, there's some stuff. I don't want all the details. Just tell me the bottom line. What is it you want me to do with this? Why are you bringing this to me? That there's some things that you need to say that's off limit because we don't have the mental bandwidth to take in all the stuff that we're dealing with in addition to this virus. And they got all kind of lies. Well, you needed a shot. Well, I got 2 shots plus the booster. Well, they're coming with a 4th shot. Is that right? Yeah. They might have a 5th shot. Well, you know what? I tell you what. Y'all ain't gonna have no problems with me. You can shoot me by shoulder. I will be willing to moon you, and you can shoot me by butt. I don't care. My goal is to be here a long time. And so you got to protect your mind. You got to protect your sanity. Because if you don't, you'll be someplace going like, yes, I can, and yes, I will. I have a dream. What's your name? I don't know. Life beat me up so bad, I didn't even know my name. What's your name? I don't know. How many fingers do we have up? I think I see 30. I've been knocked senseless. You have something special. You have greatness in you. And in the Success Triad, we're going to share with you strategies, how to develop mental resolve, the choices and the things that you need to do to accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish, and to manage your mind and discipline your thinking and evaluate the relationships that you interact with most. And whatever you decide to do, how to become a dominant factor in that category. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's what me and Candace would say. Bye for now.
That was incredible, Les. Guys, go ahead and put some love into the chat for the great man, Les. And Les, you were talking about the Success Triad. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my screen over here. Let's go ahead and get that sharing up in here, as you would say. Okay. All right, fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would prefer if we go to my screen, so I got to build up that thing, but it's cool. Les has talked about the Success Triad. So the Success Triad is 9 life-changing instructional videos. Now, if you got a value from what Les was talking about right here, right now, you would get immense value from all these videos. This is just the tip of the iceberg, having Les to cover some of the stories, but he goes so deep into the Success Triad. he talks about reading 30 pages a day. It's no coincidence that someone like Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, spends most of his days reading and consuming knowledge, and how to cultivate that habit. Number two is creating a morning ritual. How you start your day is determines exactly how your day is going to go. So most of us, we are reactive to what goes on in the day. And Les is going to show you, how do you be proactive? How do you dominate your morning so you can dominate your day? Number three is about dressing for impact. How do you show up and dress for success? Understand the color psychology. Les talks about how he wears certain colors to activate more sales or to gain more trust. And understanding that this is a science behind the success that has made Les so successful in his life. Create a definitiveness of purpose. Understanding why you're doing it. How do you get there? And having the passion and motivation to see it through. We all have ideas. We all want to do stuff, but do we have a purpose behind doing it? Number five is defining your goals. Defining goals that are your goals, not goals for your friends and families to make people that you don't even like happier, to do things you don't even want to do. What are your goals? What is going to move the needle for you? And understanding that with Les. Number six is detoxing your life. Understanding that Les talked about this on Friday. If somebody doesn't bring positivity, they're out of here. Because life is so short. How do you build a life that is detoxed of people that are bringing negativity, the naysayers, the people who have a problem for every solution? How do you detox your life in a loving way? Number seven is taking one step at a time. Look, there's a staircase in front of you, but if you're looking right at the top of the staircase, you're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to procrastinate and you're going to be scared. Les is going to talk to you about how do you take one step at a time and maximize your potential. Number eight is building a success team. There's a saying that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Les is going to show you how to build a success team. It's many of the principles that we actually use here at Real Success. And number nine is to inspire others. When you can inspire others, you can get anything you want from life. Also, the bonus is that you get the 12 laws of success. It's 12 downloadable assets that you will get only if you register for the Success Triad right now. The normal price for this and the total value is $497. Ladies and gentlemen, you won't find this anywhere on the market. This is something that is only exclusive to Real Success. We worked with Les's team and we want to share this with you at an incredible price. Guys, if I had to ask you if $497 was a fair price, would you say yes? Let me know in the chat. Would you say yes? If you had to pay $497 to work with the great man, Les Brown, to take in his years of knowledge, what has made him the number one speaker in the entire world? Tons of yeses are going through. But let me know, do you think, put a 50 in the chat if you think I should take 50% off of that. Go ahead and put a 50. You think I take this price down by 50%? Lots of people putting a 50 into the chat. Well, I'm going to take it further than 50%. In actual fact, I'm going to knock down a whopping $400 and take it all the way to $97. This is the most affordable product we have in the summit. And the reason behind this is because we want you guys to have zero excuses on how do you maximize your success. Head over to realsummits.com/LB. Get in with the great man, Les Brown, at $97. You cannot afford to miss this chance. The Success Triad. This is something that when our team is a little bit down and so on, our leaders, our management team will say, hey, go and take about 30 minutes, listen to the Success Triad, and people come back so much more refreshed. Imagine waking up every day with the voice of Les Brown in your head, and imagine what you can accomplish with that motivation and that inspiration of one of the best and probably the best motivational speakers in the world. Les, why should people take this opportunity and not put it off of joining Success Triad?
Because there's something that I'm going to ask you right now. It's a big ask. Only 8 out of 100 people that are listening right now, and people who've made New Year's resolutions, only 8 out of 100 will make their resolutions become real. 92% of people are going to fail. Why? Because they don't know that they don't know, and they think they know. They don't realize that when you are in a new environment, you need a new set of skills. I'm celebrating another year on the planet. I have this trophy that was given to me by Cancer Centers of America as a Cancer Centers Perseverance Award, 4th stage cancer, 29 years. God has been good to me. So people who in the next hour sign up for the triad, if you would set it up, I would spend 90 minutes with them, an hour and a half as a bonus where they can ask me questions. And I would also share some information that we did not get a chance to share here now. Those who do it within the next hour, looking at the time, it's 8 minutes before 11 here. What time is it there?
It is 9 minutes before 6 p.m. in the evening.
Okay, good. So we can do a Zoom call, or we can do a conference call. And so as a bonus, they get to ask me questions, and I get to share with them some things, ideas on what is it that's required to, in this space where we've never been in before, what is it that can increase your ability to live your dreams rather than your fears, to bring out the greatness in you, to really give you some things in addition to what you're already going to get that's above and beyond what you now have in your toolbox, that will say, I'm serious. I want it all. You know, I'm one of those people. People say, well, you know, make sure you get your piece of the pie. I want the pie. I want the stove that baked the pie. So for those who want it all, if you can set it up, I'll make myself available to you, and I get a chance. If you bring Candace along, I get a chance to lay eyes on her again.
Candace, you can come on, guys. realsummons.com/LB. Our team is listening in the background. I'm sure they're going to make that the reality. Les says 1 hour. I'm going to add something a little bit more because we want to make sure that people are going to take action. We're going to limit this to the first 100 people. So whatever's going to come first, 100 people or 1 hour, when you get to the page, you will see a big banner saying that the bonus is now run out. So this is only for the first 100 people. You want to get in there. There's thousands of people on here right now. You do not want to waste time. Candace, are you going to be on that 90 minutes? Is that included in the bonus?
I will be there, Saj. I will definitely be there.
Oh, behave. Thank you, Candace.
Thank you, Liz Brown. I'm doing it for the people.
That's okay. I'll take it.
Guys, if you have any questions for Les, please go ahead and put that in. Sheriff said, I've done it before. Do not hesitate. That was his message to people asking, please consider me in front of among the 100 people. If you get to the page and there's a big banner that says that the 100, the bonus has been sold out, then you will know. But if you go there right now, get in while you can. realsummits.com/LB. Les, $97. This doesn't move the needle for you financially.
No.
Why? Why are you giving this away for such a small investment?
I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. I'm here because somebody believed in me when I was struggling to believe in myself. I'm here because of events like this that led me to a place in myself that I couldn't go by myself. A lot of people poured into me. People who have heart and love for humanity, like you and Candace, who want to push humanity forward. And they gave me the best that they had. They just wanted to see me make it. And they didn't want anything from me. They saw the life that I was living, and they just said, what if he got a little help? And they did. And I maximized it. I have this saying, I got the butter from the duck. I Let me say, as my saying, get the butter from the duck. And I'm grateful. God has been so good to me. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm going to miss my friend Bob Proctor. And I thank the two of you and the whole staff, the whole team for what you're doing. You're saving lives. You're keeping families together. You're helping people to find their way back, to take a different stand with their life. This afternoon, later on, we'll be dealing with the superpower that people have and how to use that superpower, their mind, their story, and their knowledge to have some breakthrough accomplishments in all of the dimensions of their lives. That's what we'll be doing later on. And so I'm grateful. I said to myself, you know, I found my birth parents. God has blessed me. Who does that? 77, and I laid eyes on my birth mother and father for the first time. God has blessed me so much. The least that I can do, the least that you do to these, my brethren, you do it also unto me. The least that I can do is live a service-driven life. It's the calling on my life to serve. And I want to serve those who are part of this community because they're investing in themselves. They're betting on themselves, and they want to live a life that will outlive them. There's something in them that they want to get out. There's something in them that says, I don't want to settle for my life as it is. And I understand there. I've been there, done that, and bought the T-shirt. And so I want to help them.
Incredible. As you know, while you were saying that, before I ask the question, realsummons.com/LB, the link is in the chat. Reach out to us, support team if you need help. Liz, you were adopted and you received this love and you went on and you became this great speaker. Do you think that you were rewarded by getting to meet your real, getting to find out who your real mom is and what she has, and your grandmother and the legacy that they left, was because you were adopted and you were taken care of, and you have adopted millions of people around the world, and you've been taking care of them for what 40, 50 years? You've been helping all of us. Candace and I, you're adopted children.
52 years.
52 years.
Yeah. You know, it's an interesting thing. I met my two brothers that I did not know I had. And they said to me, you are so much like our mother, and you never laid eyes on her. That's unbelievable, because our mother, Dorothy Bell Rucker, she was a motivational speaker. And my grandmother, Beulah Rucker, she was a motivational speaker. I never saw them, never exposed to them, knew nothing about them until last year. And there's some things I think that's in us, and what's required on our part is what the people that's a part of this broadcast now, to put in the time, the focus, and the effort to develop what's in us. My brothers, my twin brother and my two brothers that I just discovered, the reason our lives are dramatically different, because they did not put the time, the focus, and the effort in this space. It's in all of us. But most people won't do what the people that have signed up for this doing right now. In order to be successful, I heard this over and over again, you must be willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. And most people won't carve out time for self-development, but they'll carve out time for a baseball game or a soccer game, or look at Netflix and YouTube and old Mike Tyson fights, or say, who's the GOAT? Was it Michael Jordan or
LeBron?
Or LeBron, yeah, and they can't even afford tickets to the game. Talk about the GOAT. Who's the lamb?
You're definitely the goat, Les. You are 100% the goat.
Our next speaker, Robin Banks, Les, who's a huge fan of yours. He loves you to bits. He has a saying, it's like, you're going to spend time watching days of other people's lives, or are you going to start to change yours?
Wow.
So when
hey, I'm going to write that down right now. You will spend days watching other people's lives. And what's the second part of it?
do you want to spend your time watching days of other people's lives, or do you want to change yours?
Come on, I love that. Thank you, Robin. I'll give you credit 3 times.
Incredible, guys. Go ahead and put some love into the chat for this incredible session with Les Brown. We're about to move on to our next speaker, but you want